Hello and welcome back to another video. Today, September 8th, 2022, Queen Elizabeth passed away. So I am going to be talking about some things that will happen now that she has passed. So as mentioned, Queen Elizabeth II has died at the age of 96. And the announcement of her passing came from a Twitter post from the royal family that said, "The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow." The Queen had been under medical supervision at Balmoral on Thursday after her doctors were concerned for her health. She became the world's longest living reigning monarch after the death of the King of Thailand in 2016 and has seen 15 UK prime ministers since she ascended the throne in 1952. In February 2022, Her Majesty became the first British monarch to celebrate a platinum jubilee marking 70 years of service. The Queen's death is likely to cause a huge cultural, social, and political shift in Britain and in the Commonwealth countries, with shockwaves felt all over the world. From sheer cultural changes to smaller, trivial disruptions, here's what happens now. What is Operation London Bridge? Arrangements for the secession of the Queen have already been made for some time. Inside Buckingham Palace, these plans are known as Operation London Bridge, and they concern the Queen's funeral and the series of events that will lead to the new monarch's accession to the throne. The Prime Minister recently appointed Liz Truss will be alerted to the Queen's death on a secure line by civil servants who will utter the code, "London Bridge is down." For the death of King George VI, Elizabeth's father, the code word was Hyde Park Corner. When will Charles become king? Immediately. Since authority passes on accession, not on coronation, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, will automatically become king at the time of the Queen's passing. From the moment of Queen's passing, Charles has become the monarch, as there could never not be a sovereign on the throne. The The Queen said in her Accession Day speech in February 2022, it is her sincere wish his wife Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, to be known as Queen Consort. Will Charles be called King Charles? Prince Charles will now be known as King Charles III. Thanks to the royal prerogative, royals can pick whatever name they like, although there are some traditions to respect. Behind closed doors, the Accession Council will meet at St. James Palace in London to formally proclaim the monarch's successor. The council consists of privy councillors, great officers of state, members of the House of Lords, the Lord Mayor of the City of London, the Aldermen of the City of London, High Commissioners of Commonwealth realms, the Prime Minister, and other civil servants. One of the first acts of the new monarch will be to swear loyalty to Parliament and to the Church of England. The Council will also make a proclamation of accession. When will the Queen's funeral take place? Queen Elizabeth II's body will be prepared to lie in state, which means to be presented for public viewing to allow people to pay their homage and respect. The Queen will lie in state at Westminster Hall, with the funeral to follow at Westminster Abbey. During the lying in state period, the coffin rests on a raised platform in the middle of the hall. Each corner of the platform is guarded around the clock by units from the sovereign's bodyguard, foot guards, or the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. More than 200,000 people paid their respects for the Queen Mother after she died on March 30th, 2002. The outpouring of grief surrounding Queen Elizabeth II suggests that her lying in state will likely overshadow that. The Queen's funeral will take place 10 days after her death, which means there will be 10 days of national mourning. Then the Queen will be laid to rest in Windsor. What of the Commonwealth? The death of the Queen doesn't only concern Britain, of course. From embassies to former colonies, Commonwealth, and overseas territories, the list of entities and countries that swear loyalty to the Crown is quite exhaustive. Naturally, the Queen is head of the countries that are members of the Commonwealth, including Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Jamaica, and others. But that doesn't mean the future king will automatically have the same post. In Canada, the Queen's Privy Council for Canada will meet in Ottawa, while in Australia and New Zealand, the Federal Executive Council meets in Canberra and Wellington. The position of head of the Commonwealth does not automatically pass the Queen's successor, but must be chosen collectively by the Commonwealth heads of government. After the mourning period, during which social functions will be cancelled, the Union Jack will be at half-mast and condolences book will be prepared. There is a concrete possibility the Commonwealth as we know it will cease to exist. "54 countries spanning Africa, Asia, the Americas, Europe, and the Pacific are part of the Commonwealth. Many of these countries felt a strong connection to the Queen and may choose to become republic with their own head of state. What else will happen after the Queen dies? The London Stock Exchange will be closed on the day of the funeral, which will impact the economy. The BBC will suspend all programming to cover the event. When George VI died in 1952, it also stopped all comedy for a set period. When George VI died in 1952, the CBC in Canada also suspended regular programming for 2 days. There will be a statutory holiday in the UK, and the same may take place in Commonwealth realms at the discretion of their governments. The Union Jack flag will be flown at half-mast until after the funeral in the UK and overseas, although not the royal standard. Since it represents the monarchy, which is continuous, it would be appropriate for the royal standard to fly at half-mast. New currency will be printed immediately. Police will get new insignia on their helmets. Passports will be updated, as well as military insignia. Big Ben's bongs will be mopped. On the 9th day after Her Majesty's death, the great bell of Big Ben will chime at 9 a.m., but the sound that follows will be muffled by a thick layer of leather that will cover the hammer. So during the funeral, dignitaries and royal families from all over the world will come to London. Westminster Hall will be locked, cleaned, and carpeted all over. The bollards on the Mall will be removed. There will be a great military parade from Buckingham Palace down the Mall and past the cenotaph. The coffin will go to Westminster Hall and lie in state for 4 days. The doors will be open to the public for 23 hours a day, during which an expected 500,000 will come to see the Queen. The whole country will fall silent, and the Archbishop of Canterbury will speak inside the Abbey. And then after the funeral, after the coffin emerges again, 138 sailors will pull it on a green gun carriage, a tradition which harks back to Queen Victoria. The hearse will then go by road to Windsor Castle and taken inside the chapel. The cameras will then stop broadcasting. The country will remain in mourning for at least 3 more days. The coronation of King Charles will be another national holiday. The words of the national anthem will change. So that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.